Good evening. So today, my target audience for our critical thinking presentation was for my young public speaking class. I teach 2 blocks of public speaking, and so I think critical thinking directly ties to that, and that was my first instinct when I saw this assignment. So, good morning, my dudes. Today we're going to be taking a look at what is critical thinking. So, critical thinking, defined by our text Speak Up, is the analysis and evaluation of others' ideas as well as one's own assumptions based on reliability, truth, and accuracy. So we're going to take a look at how this definition of critical thinking relates to our public speaking up to this point. So critical thinking in a public speaking term relates both as a presenter and as an audience member, okay? So as a public speaking speaker and audience member, we need to be constantly analyzing information that is presented to us. As a presenter, we have an obligation to have ethical sources and reliability, and it's our job to delve through the information about our topic so that we present things that are factual, and it's our job to weed through that, okay? And then as an audience member, it is our job to not just accept the speaker's words as facts. We have to continuously dive into information and then hold your presenter accountable for the claims that they make. Can you think of a time outside of this class that you've done just this, whether it be with you as the presenter or as the audience member? So looking back, yesterday we talked about speech ethics, okay? This is chapter 3 in our Speak Up textbook. If you remember, Mr. Hall spoke on legal speech versus ethical speech, or orange juice versus organic orange juice. Orange juice in the sense of someone can claim that it's orange juice because it has oranges in it, and that is legal speech, versus ethical. Organic orange juice actually has just oranges in it, and so that comparison of critically thinking of, okay, just because somebody claims this is legal, or is it ethical, okay? We also have to look at communicating truthfully to our audiences. Remember, we talked about lying, flat out doing facts that are not factual and cited. We talked about half-truths that kind of leave out information so that the audience cannot draw correct inferences. And then false inferences, if you remember, I talked about the fire truck reference, where if a fire truck is present at every single fire, a false inference on that would be that fire trucks cause fires, okay? And then lastly, we talked about quoting and citing and how important that is for our speeches, okay? Next, so it's super crucial as a critical thinker that we also are ethical listeners, okay? We have to show courtesy to our audience. We know what a good audience member looks like, and so we have to instill that onto our speaker and give them that respect. We have to demonstrate an open mind. We all know we have opinions, and we all have knowledge basically on what those topics could be. So don't let that get in the way of you learning, because as an audience member, it is your job to learn something new about the topic, no matter what sort of information you have. And then lastly, we have to hold the speaker accountable, as I said. So how do we do this? It is our job to make sure that facts are presented in an appropriate manner, that they're cited, that they're not just thrown out there and not referenced back to. And, you know, you can call a speaker out appropriately, but it's just super important that you make sure all the information that you are being inundated with is important and pertains to what you are learning. So this is my citations page. I hope you enjoyed my presentation on critical thinking for the young public speaker.